One of the most interesting choices to make for an object show like TPOT and BFDI is to have teams. Every BFDI season has had teams, and they're probably the most iconic part of it. That be the squashy cherries and squishy grapes, or all the different wacky nonsense teams they had in BFDIA. In this video, I'll be talking about all the TPOT teams. This includes strongest team on Earth, Death Pact yet again, Death Pact again, Bag, Are You Okay, Team 2, Just Not, TD, Cloudy 8, and DS. But anyway, video I'll be talking about every single thumbnail, and I'll be talking about ranking them from worst to the best. Teams have varying qualities, especially in this season, and I think it'll be a bit of a fun thing to talk about. Who would have guessed that one person, literally just one person, is the worst Teapot team? Teardrop is just like there. I feel like if they only added Teardrop there to make up for her unfair eliminations in episode 5 of BFDIA and that one BFDI episode, and I think it's kind of stupid. Teardrop already got to do a lot, so this makes sense why she was the one to join. Anyway, compared to the rest of the teams, it's literally just one person who doesn't talk. Teardrop's literally just plot armor and filler. Yeah, there's a reason Teardrop's at the bottom of this list. The only interesting part about Teardrop is the thing she does with Eraser every episode, where Eraser tries to sabotage Teardrop, but Eraser has already tried to sabotage other teams, and it would probably be more interesting if he tried any other team but Teardrop, since we all know at the end of the day Teardrop's probably gonna win. I could probably make a 23-minute long video on why Teardrop's such a bad character, but I don't feel like doing that right now. Team 2 is just a whole lot of nothing. Grassy's probably like the second most interesting character of the entire team, and that says a lot. Book in this team does nothing, same with Price Tag and Ice Cube, and Eraser gets out too early for him to do anything. Really, Snowballs does quite a lot for this team, and that's the only reason it's not in the bottom, and so is Grassy. Grassy's been doing a little bit more. Wouldn't say that he's still not overrated, but yeah. Teammates really just feels like it's been shafted to the side compared to the rest of the teams. They do literally nothing. None of the characters in their first losing episode have anything interesting the entire time. And the second time they were up for elimination, they also barely did anything, besides pinning Donut, Sabotage, and Fanny, which was pretty much just for the sake of the challenge. This entire team has done nothing throughout the entirety of the show, and it's kind of crazy. I haven't actually thought about that. And the only time they did something interesting was with Barf Bag after the whole zombie thing, so yeah, that's barely lasted that long either. So you know what I said about teammates? Well, the same applies to Just Not. They just don't do anything at all. There's no long storyline like any of the other teams, but I like team members on this one more, and I kind of like that one, well, me seeing where he blows everyone up. And also, episode 10 was also pretty good for the team. That's the only reason it's above teammates. Next one. Are you okay? Yeah, I guess I could say this team is slightly okay. This team has the same problem as the last two again, but I feel like this team does a lot more and has way more interesting characters. Golf Ball and Eraser especially. I would say Fries as well, but he gets out after like 5 episodes. And Bravo also gets to do a lot in this team. I'd say that's pretty good. TV also has that one moment, but I don't like TV, so this team automatically gets F tier. But anyway, yeah. Literally half of this team were my overrated characters video, and it's still halfway through the list. That just shows how bad half of the teams were in the earlier phases of Teapot. Anyway, Bags is kind of okay. I really like Ball, and it's TV's in that team as well, and I hate TV, so that automatically docks at a few points. Tennis Ball's kind of boring as well. Light is also kind of boring. Panda is also pretty good in the latest episode, and if Nita was still in over TV, then I could definitely see this team being way higher. But yeah, I kind of enjoy this team, and they'll probably get better next episode. Death Pact, yet again, it does kind of a weird thing where they have the entirety of the last Death Pact team and just adds 3 more people into it. Yeti literally gets to do nothing at all in that team. Pin, also does nothing. Robot Flower was also quite interesting, but the episode immediately after she turns normal, she does pretty much nothing at all. Kinda funny how that happens. Anyway, this team hasn't done anything that interesting, but still, I quite like what they're doing with the team in the latest episode, so this team is, yeah, pretty good. The last 4 members of this team were so good, they had to stay the same in the next one. Anyway, Death Pact again was a really good team. See why it was the focus of most of the episodes. As already stated, Fanny, Tree, Black Hole, and Lightning were all really interesting. Marker was just being silly the entire time. Pine Remote literally got to do nothing. But for like the 4 characters that did get to do something interesting for most of their time, I thought it was pretty good. Anyway, yeah. Now we're at the S tiers. That's right, we're not the S, we're the strongest team on Earth. On Earth, it's a pretty good team. It has Snowball, who's already a pretty interesting character. Had Robot Flower when she was evil for like a few episodes. Well, it was also quite interesting. Basketball got quite a lot to do with in the first half of the show, and then there was episode 14, but yeah. Anyway, Voldy got to do nothing, Eggy practically did nothing, and overall, this team was also pretty good besides that fact, as the last 4, like 5 left were all pretty interesting. Yep, this team's pretty good. The S was a great team in the early days of TPOT. They had quite a lot of interesting characters. They had Yellowface, was pretty interesting. Clock in the Winter thing, which was a storyline that happened throughout the team, but was also pretty funny throughout most of it. And whilst it's a crime that Rocky survived that many eliminations, quite like Cloudy for the little bit of time he had. This team was pretty good, and I absolutely loved what they did throughout the entirety of it. Also, Ice Cube was there, I guess, but she still didn't get to do that much. Anyway, the name of this team really shows how good it is, as it is an S, but this is not a tier list. Cloudier was so good that they survived 3 challenges in a row over everyone else, and they had to do a double elimination. I'm pretty sure that sent everyone into riots in the street. People were freaking votes over that elimination. Anyway, yeah. Cloudier was a pretty good team. It had Pencil join immediately after it was found, which automatically puts it as a great team. Winner and Yellowface still stay in the same team, which I think is pretty good, as they're pretty cool. And Yellowface does get to do a lot more. Golf Ball's pretty interesting with her arguing with Donut and Pencil later in the season, and Golf Ball learning to take care of her team more than the challenges, and Pencil staying as the more challenge-focused character was also pretty neat. Anyway, Cloudier is probably the best team that will ever be in BFDI history, but this is not BFDI history tier list, it's a TPOT one. Here's the full ranking on a tier list, just because I feel like putting it on one. And that's all teams ranked. If you have anything you agree or disagree with, comment it please. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you really did, and judging by the fact you made it to this part of the video, you have to like and subscribe. I said this literally every other video, I should probably think of a new way to get people to. Anyway, yeah, this was every single TPOT team ranked. Bye.